have kafunsho. Kafunsho means hay fever in Japanese, and it's called kokuminbyou, which literally means national illness in Japan, and many Japanese people here are suffering from kafunsho, and I'm one of them. It usually starts from middle of March every year, but this year was kind of earlier, and it started in February, and now it's March, and I'm suffering right now. As you know, spring is a good season in Japan, so sakura is going on and hanami and kai. Spring is the most exciting season in Japan in the whole year, but unfortunately I can't enjoy it at all because of hay fever kafun. That's terrible. Do you know why kafunsho, hay fever, is such a big deal in Japan? Because there are too many cedar trees in Japan. Cedar trees are very important for construction industry in Japan because most of the buildings are built using wood. Most of the time they use the cedar trees. So we need cedar trees to build house and whatever stuff. So it's really important. But the amount of the trees are too much. So that's why it's happening. Yoshi, what are you doing? Shake on me, please. The major symptoms of the hay fever, kafunsho, is runny nose, itchy eyes, itchy throat, and what else?
Headache.
Headache?
Yeah.
Yeah, you name it, it's everything. So it's kind of similar to a normal cold. So if you don't know about the hay fever, you might feel like you are getting cold, but it's actually hay fever, even in spring. Use eye drop, Yoshi. So I use a nose spray and eye drop, and then even the medicine, the pills. So for the advanced level hay fever patient like me, the medicines from the drugstore don't even work at all. We have to go see a doctor to get a prescription and to get a stronger medicine for hay fever. That's also a common thing here. But it has also a problem because if the medicine is stronger, it's super drowsy. So if you take the medicine, you're gonna be sleepy in the daytime and you can't focus on work, or that's really bad. So I try to choose a non-drowsy medicine, or you're gonna ruin the whole day. When I was in elementary school, so I was 8 or 9, I always had runny nose and itchy eyes and itchy throat. So my mom brought me to a local clinic, and the doctor told me, you have an allergy. But that time there is no word like kafunsho, hay fever, so I'm just allergic to something. So the doctor just gave me eye drops and some pills, I think. As I said, that time the kafunsho was not so common, so the medicines are super drowsy. So I took a medicine and then I fell asleep whole day, and that's when I realized I'm allergic to something. But I don't have any allergy. I'm not allergic to any foods or stuff, just hay fever. Just I'm allergic to cedar pollen. Also, all of my family members have kafunsho, hay fever, all of them. So they have to get a medicine or go see a doctor every year this season. Make sure to wear masks. And also that's one of the reasons why Japanese people started wearing masks, because for this season we really need masks. So almost everybody wearing masks when we go outside. So that's one of the reasons why Japanese people loves wearing masks outside. Also, I put eye drops when I go outside, and also the nose spray 5 times a day. And also I'm taking pills from doctor every night, once a day. It's actually wrong. So my girlfriend Jer.
Wait, sorry, I'm folding.
She's Filipino, but you have been in Japan for 3 years.
Yes.
And then you are getting hay fever, right?
Yes.
What's the symptom? What's going on now?
It's not that bad as you are experiencing it.
Yeah.
But, well, it feels like I'm always having or it feels like I'm always getting a cold. Every morning I would wake up with a stuffy nose. And there are days when it's really bad because I would have a headache. Or even when we would just walk Kyoshi, I would have a headache and a stuffy nose. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Welcome to Japan. So as she said, it's not for Japanese citizens. So if you are in Japan, there is a possibility that you're gonna get hay fever. They say the symptom is getting worse and worse every year, like you are pouring the water in a glass. First year, you feel like okay, or you know, you have a small symptom like a runny nose or something, but you feel like okay. But next year, it might get worse. And maybe the next year, you're gonna have a terrible hay fever symptom. So again, it can happen to everybody. Also, when I was in Canada, I saw many advertisements about seasonal allergies. They don't say hay fever, but you know, they have ad saying, this is a medicine for seasonal allergy or something. So seasonal allergy or hay fever is not Japanese thing. I think it's getting common around the world, and Japan is the worst case. Also, that was 3 years ago. I was in Taiwan this season, and I thought I was gonna be free from hay fever while I'm staying in Taiwan, but it happened even in Taiwan. So cedar pollen are everywhere, so once you get hay fever, it's gonna happen every year this season. I don't think there is a safest place in Japan. It happens everywhere in Japan. If you travel to, I don't know, northern side, it's gonna happen. Like my hometown, Tochigi, my family lives there, and I was living there until around 20, but yeah, it happened. So it doesn't matter. Wherever you go, you're gonna have hay fever in Japan. But I heard Tokyo is worse because building, I don't know.
There's no trees or soil here, and so the pollen just sticks on the concrete.
Okay.
So it's basically everywhere, and it's not getting washed away. It doesn't return to like the soil.
Return to the soil because the Tokyo is covered with concrete or building.
Yeah. So it's just there.
But less trees here. The amount of pollen is less than countryside, right? So because, for example, like my elementary school has cedar trees in a ground, and yeah, it directly flies to my nose from the ground. Cedar tree forest is right there, but compared with the countryside, we don't really see cedar trees in Tokyo. Anyway, but it happens everywhere in Japan, so there's no safest place. I think the answer is yes. When I cuddle my dog Yoshi, I sometimes sneeze. Yeah, it's Yoshi's fur. So basically the pollen attached to anything. So dog's fur or even clothes, brings pollen inside the house. And then, yeah, basically I'm surrounded by pollen everywhere in this room too. So I guess it affects hay fever. So if I don't have a dog, maybe the symptom is less. If you touch something or hit something, the pollen flies and then goes to my nose, or I inhale the pollen and then symptom is getting worse. About the laundry, I do laundry normally, but for sure the pollen is everywhere, laundry drying outside, so it's not good. So I try to heat and then remove the pollen when I take the laundry inside. But I don't know if it's working. Anyway, the hay fever here is really bad. So if you come to Japan in season, like from February to April, make sure to bring eye drop or nose sprays. As I mentioned earlier, it can happen to anybody. Even if you are not Japanese, it might happen if you come to Japan. So be prepared for the worst. So this video is a bit different taste from the normal videos, but I wanted to share with you guys about the hay fever in Japan. Yeah, make sure to hit the like and subscribe. See you in the next video.